the most energized Joe Biden we've seen in a long time. He arrived in Pennsylvania with a pep in his step and a fired-up delivery about gun control, of course, gun control, which simply raises the question, did Jill slip him a little too much in his morning coffee, or what's in his meds today? I mean, just thought I'd ask. It's fair to ask, right? Anyway, he was fired up, but his message was off base and delusional as ever. Usually is. He was talking about being the only white kid in an area where they all played basketball. Yeah, and it's the Republicans that are racist, right? He came to push gun control and proclaimed that he is for law and order and actually supports more police in the streets, 100,000 more officers, he says. Really? Because Democrats are all for defund the police. Weird, really. The kids on the Socialist Blue Team are about to get their blocks knocked off. So he's saying, hey, I'm for police. Of course you are, Joe. Of course you are. I want to go through the comments a feeble Joe made while he was prancing about the stage and telling a 9-year-old girl how pretty she was. Yes, he did that from the stage. You know, some things never change. He just couldn't get close enough to sniff her. Let's start with this, the Joe Biden reunion tour. He says John Fetterman, a radical devout socialist, is a great pick for the U.S. Senate. I guess he forgot that Fetterman, who didn't appear at the event because he's too unhealthy to even show up because of a massive stroke he had a few weeks ago, says he wants to reduce the prison population by turning loose convicted killers and a third of all the people in prison in Pennsylvania. He forgot that, apparently. It's bite number one. Bite one. Go.
And by the way, he couldn't be here today. We spoke, Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman. When I say he's a powerful voice, I used to be in the old days a pretty good athlete, and if someone was really big and tough, you say, I wouldn't screw with him if I had a sledgehammer. Well, I tell you what, Fetterman's a hell of a guy, a powerful voice for working people, and he's going to make a great United States Senator. He's going to make a great United States Senator.
Yeah, sure he is, John Fetterman. John Fetterman, he says, is the man to be a great United States. The guy walks around in wife-beater sweatshirts. He chased a black man around with a shotgun when he was mayor of the small town he was mayor of in Pennsylvania. He's a devout communist. He really is. And he's going to be a great senator. Sure he is. Then Feeble Joe says, elect Fetterman as governor. And the AG Josh Shapiro should be the senator. He's so confused. He doesn't even know where he is. Doesn't even know where he is. Or who's running for what or what's going on. It's terribly sad. Bite number two. Listen to this. Bite two. Go.
Please elect the Attorney General of the Senate. Elect that big old boy to be governor.
Big old boy to be governor, except that big old boy you were just talking about that you wouldn't mess with if he had a sledgehammer. He's not running for governor. He's not running for governor. No. He's running for Senate. This is Joe Biden lost again, of course. And then he talked about this, which is really baffling to me. He talked about fentanyl and the problems with drug abuse and why we need more law enforcement. I'm thinking, well, gee, Joe, if you took care of your border, you wouldn't have opioid problems and fentanyl problems and all these other issues that you're facing, because if you did your job as president, you'd be in charge of the country, which, of course, you're not. You're not. Bite number four. Bite four. Listen to this. Bite four. Go.
And does something else really important. It addresses the opioid epidemic. You notice how many people are dying of opioid overdoses now? And by the way, laced with fentanyl? The Attorney General Shapiro can tell you more about that you never want to know for a fact. For real. He's been such a strong leader on this. But we're going to impose tougher penalties for deadly fentanyl trafficking. That's poisoning communities across this country. This is a key part of the unity agenda I'm announcing that I announced in my State of the Union address. We can do this. We have to do this. We'll make America safer.
We'll make America safer. Joe Biden, the guy who has completely open borders, talking about fentanyl and opioids and what he talked about in the State of the Union address, at some point somewhere. How you're going to make America safer? I have an idea, Joey. Close the border. Hire more Border Patrol people, not 87,000 IRS agents. Hire Border Patrol people. How about that for an idea? Clever, huh? That'll keep fentanyl and opioids and everything else out of our way. How about that for an idea? A safer America. This is the guy who came and said he was going to talk about gun control and anyhow. Let me tell you this. Let's go to bite number 5. Here's why. I want to show you something. I want to show you something, so I want to go to bite number 5, and that is, he says he supports funding the police and hiring more officers, but in Philadelphia, that's going to be our focus here a little bit this morning. The city of Philadelphia having massive problems with crime and violence and death and destruction. Go to bite number 5. Bite 5. Go.
We heard the gunfire. We were in the kitchen at the time, so I told my daughter, we both got down. It's like a war zone.
According to police, one person is dead after 4 people were shot just before 5 p.m. at 60th and Ray Streets in West Philadelphia. Police believe someone in the group was targeted.
He fires at a group of males who were sitting on a set of chairs that are behind me.
Police say a 55-year-old man has died. The rest of the victims, who range from 33 to 60 years old, are hospitalized. Officials say the shooter was on foot and is likely from the area.
Another killing, another bit of violence, and another problem that Joe Biden will do nothing about. Nothing. He'll do nothing about this. The nation's capital, much the same. The big cities of America, much the same, except for one. Miami. The mayor there, Francis Suarez, a Republican, a conservative Republican, seems to have a pretty good handle on what's going on in Miami. Crime is down. Business is up. Optimism is way up. So there is a difference. If you can find, and it took us a while to find one major city with a Republican conservative mayor, it is the city of Miami, Florida. Compared to Miami to what's going on anywhere else in America, you will see a night and day difference. A night and day difference. Trust me on this. We're going to talk more about this, plus the Senate races. Herschel Walker has taken lead in Georgia. Fetterman, they think, is already, basically a senator from Pennsylvania. Dr. Oz, don't count him out quite yet. Trust me on this. I'll be right back. It's the Steve Gruber Show.